Hey everyone, welcome back. Today we're going to learn how to create dimension drawing files for both our sine as well as our sine base here. Alright, so when you're ready, go ahead and open up your sine award base. And once you have this file open, go ahead now and on your workspace, we're going to change it now to drawing from design. And we're going to select sheet size A, but we're going to go with our landscape mode here of 11 inches by 8.5 inches and select OK. Okay, and it's going to bring in a view here, and this view should work for our front view. However, I don't want any hidden lines, so I'm just going to click on that guy, and I want to make it bigger. Let's make it a 1-to-1 ratio here, and I'm just going to set it about right here, and I'm going to hit OK. I'm going to delete this title block just so there's more room, and so you guys can see better. Now I'm going to come on up to base, okay, and I'm going to select the bottom view here, and I want to make it the same scale, 1-to-1, and no hidden lines, and I'm just going to put it right around in here. Okay. And then finally, I'm going to come on over to base once more, and I'm going to find a good 3D view that I like here. So let's try Southwest Isometric. That looks pretty good. You can see it pretty well. Let's see what else we got here. And yeah, with the dark colors, it's difficult to see. Let's go ahead and make it bigger here. And that looks pretty good. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to give it shaded and something like that. Okay, and hit OK. Now this is a little dark, and I made it dark because when we actually make these, we're going to machine it out of black high density polyethylene, HDPE. So this is the actual color, but if you don't like that and you want to see it better, what you can do now is go into the actual part here, and we can just change the appearance real quick. Okay, and edit so that it's a little less dark, maybe something like that, and then hit done and hit close, save it, and then when we come back to our drawing file here and we click on this guy, it should hopefully be a little bit lighter, and it is. So remember, all the files are linked to one another, so when you change something in another file, you need to hit that little yellow exclamation point so that it updates itself. Okay, so the next thing we want to do is add a section view that goes straight down through the middle of our part here. So we're going to come on up here, we're going to select section view, and we're just going to drag out a section view that goes right through the middle, something like that. I'm going to click, trying to get it to flip around. There we go. Right click, continue, and I'm going to drag up the part right up here. And then I'm going to hit OK. I'm going to move this guy up a little bit. In fact, I'm going to move this guy up a little bit too, so there's more room. All right, and real quick, I'm just going to move my, there we go, so it's nice and centered here. All right, now let's go ahead and start adding some dimensions to this thing. So I'm going to come on up, and I'm going to grab my note section here, and I'm going to start adding, basically diameter dimensions here. I'm going to start from the inside and work my way out. So let's go with this guy right here. Okay, and I'm going to make that dimension 0.2 inches. And I'm going to actually come over and I'm going to insert my diameter symbol here. Okay, I'm going to hit close. So we got that one done. Now let's come on and do the same thing for this circle right here. I'm going to insert my diameter symbol, and that's going to be 0.6 inches in diameter. And then we're going to go ahead and do the same thing for over here. And this is going to be 2 inches, close. Oop, let's try that again. Enter, close. And now let's go ahead and keep working our way outward here. And this distance is going to be 2.5 inch diameter, close. And then our last one, as you probably know when you'd made this, is going to be 3 inches. Alright, so now let's go ahead and dimension this hole real quick that we're going to eventually place our USB wire through. So come on up here again to our note. We're going to just click on that guy. Okay, and we're going to add a diameter symbol again. And this hole diameter is 0.2. And it's a through hole. Okay, so we're going to select that guy right there, which means it's going to go all the way through that wall. Okay, and hit close. Now we're going to go ahead and start doing some datum dimensioning here for the most part. A little bit different, but I'm going to move this guy slightly out of the way. Okay, so we're going to come on up to our dimension tool now, and we're just going to go from this point, and we're going to go from these different heights and out. So we're going to go here, and then go here, and then drag our mouse out for 0.1. And I'm going to zoom in to kind of make it a little easier for you to see. So I'm going to click here, and go out again. Okay, click here, and move out again. And then finally we'll do the overall thickness here. Okay, and I'm going to hit escape, and I'm going to move this guy over here. Sort of shuffle some things around, so a little too far. Okay. Alright, so now I'm going to go ahead and dimension the chamfer here. And that is a 0.06 by 45 degree. Come on down to our symbols, select degree, space bar. I'm going to type in chamfer and hit close. Okay. I'm going to zoom back out here. Alright, another dimension we need is our slot here that we made for our sign. We need to know how wide across that thing is. So whoops, I meant to come over to dimension. I'm going to click here and click on that side, and I'm going to drag it out, and I'm going to hit escape here, and I'm going to click on that guy because we want it to be 0.125. Okay, because if it's 0.13, it's going to be loose for our sign, so we need to make it 0.125. So we're going to extend it out 3 decimal places here, hit close. Alright, now we're going to go ahead, I'm going to move this guy over a little bit here, a little bit more, and I'm going to throw the chamfer on here in dimension. So we're going to come on up here again to our note here. We're going to come over here, and we're going to just click right there, and we're going to type in 0.06 by 45 degree chamfer. Use our degree symbol here. Okay, we're going to hit space, chamfer, and hit close. Okay. And finally, the last dimension we need is our overall slot length. So we're just going to click here, and we're going to go up. Okay. And that should do it. That's enough information necessary to make this part. And remember, if you are planning on becoming an engineer, these dimension drawing files are very important because it allows the manufacturer to essentially make the part that you're designing. All right. Okay, so that's it for the base. Now let's go ahead and actually dimension the sign. To start dimensioning your sign, now go ahead and open up the file here, and once again come on up to your workspace and change it to drawing from design, and we're going to go with sheet size A 11 inches by 8.5 inches and select OK. Okay. And we're going to go ahead and place our front view right here, and I want something a lot bigger. Let's just see what 1:1. 1:1 might be too big. That's pretty big, but that's okay. Let's go ahead and use that size for now. I'm going to go ahead and use shaded here and go ahead and just click where I want it. Okay, hit OK. I'm going to delete my title block. Okay, I'm going to go ahead now and bring in my top view. So I'm going to change this to top. And once again, make it the same scale, 1:1. Just click right here and let's give it some shaded, no hidden lines, and hit OK. And then we're going to do our final view, our base view, and I'm going to find a view that I like. Let's try, that looks good. Make it 1:1 and a shaded view again, and we're just going to click right there and hit OK. Now let's go ahead and start adding some dimensions. But before I do, I'm just going to move that guy over a little bit just so there's a little bit more room. Come on up to dimension, and I'm going to sort of use datum dimensioning again from point to point, working my way up. So I'm going to click on this bottom left corner to that corner, not the top of the circle, but right there towards tangent, and just drag that out right there. Same thing right here now. I'm going to go from here to here, and I'm going to drag that guy out. Okay, from here to here, something like that. And then the overall height, we're going to place farthest away. All right, I'm going to click on this dimension though. I'm going to hit escape, and I'm just going to move it around so it's, it looks good. That's probably pretty good. And we'll leave 0.4 there. All right. And now we're going to start dimensioning across. So we're going to go back up to our dimension tool. We're going to just click here, click there, click there, there, and then all the way across from there. Okay, I'm going to hit escape. I'm going to move this guy up a bit so it all fits on there. All right, and then we're going to do the same thing from this point with some datum dimensioning. So we're going to click here, 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 and here. And then our overall width here, which I believe was 4 inches. Okay, and once again, I'm going to move some stuff around. Let's move this guy up. Okay, let's see if we can just sort of make some more room here. That looks pretty good. And you want to try to space everything out so that it looks nice and even and symmetrical. Okay, now I'm going to bring this guy a little closer, and we got to dimension the thickness of this part. So our sign, if you remember, was 1/8 thick, or 0.1 or 1.25. So I'm going to click here and click right there. I'm going to hit escape now, and I'm going to, our accuracy, we want 3 decimal places. So I'm going to hit close. All right, that'll do it for this. So assuming you dimensioned everything correctly, you're now ready to send your dimension drawing files off to the manufacturer so they can mass produce this thing. Okay, so don't forget to save your work when you're done. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.